Welcome to Say It, Larry J. I am your host, Larry J. Welcome to Fun Day Friday. Friday has been awesome and great. How has your day been? By the way, come on in, go in there and get you some salad and some wings. I did prepare wings, salad, and we have apple juice. Drink me some apple juice. Drink me some apple juice. Drink me some apple juice. Drink me some. Anyway, go in there, make yourself at home. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you click that like, that subscribe button, and that share button, and the notifications button so you know when I go live. Of course, and we jumping right on in it. Of course, I named this portion something that you must know. There is something that you must know. It is something that you must know. I'm telling you, listen to me, part two. So, I'm going to be on here briefly too. So, of course, I did my live and I shared the experience that Sonny and Anna had did when, with the View, the whole they got yanked off the stage. You got to get off because of the results that had gotten out. Well, come to find out, you can Google it. You can also actually look at the YouTube clip as well. Come to find out, they had to offer an apology to what they had did because they did it live. It was live stream, and I'm going to go into details with it. But they did it live stream. They have really did a HIPAA violation and put these people business out there, and it comes to be false. It was false, and so when you look at the next clip show, they apologize. Even the man with the mask on, he apologized. We're so sorry. But when it comes to certain things, you can't take it back. The damage have been done. You can't go in a job and you at your job and there's a case at your job and you say, oh, Anna and Michael had a case. You can't do that. Last time I checked, I don't know what jobs. There have been jobs that had certain cases. They didn't blab out Anna and Michael had a case, so we got to clear out the building. You can't do that. Well, yes, you can, but when you do it and you get that email about we need to see you in the office, and you walk in there and they go to HR manager, they go your manager, and this is a pink slip. It's really a pink envelope, but pink slip. So you really cannot do that because that's violent, and then especially you did it and it was false. So they asked them, what was their experience, and so because they're on live. I'm saying to myself, y'all on live television. They told y'all get off stage on live television. But anyway, that's people jobs. That's their livelihood and what they bring home. And so Sonny, she was telling the experience about they had to call her ex-husband. I mean, her husband was in the middle of surgery and they had to pull him out of surgery. If they didn't need them to get exposed. Her child had to be pulled from school. Her parents had to get tested and things, and that's. I mean, it was a whole debacle. And you get on the stage and I'm so sorry. It was. I'm so sorry. It was false. The damage has been done. It's just like somebody go out there and say something about somebody, and then they end up going to court. Then they have to do lawyer fees, all because of what someone said. Then come to find out, I'm so sorry. It was a lie. Okay, damage have been done. So I mean, stuff have been. Now I'm quite sure they had to have had a conversation off stage about what happened because I don't think they just let that just slid up. We're gonna sweep this under the rug. So I don't think that that was the update on that. But just to be mindful, just make sure. I mean, especially you don't want to do that. There's better ways of how you handle situations. And I'm not. doing things at that level, but at that level, I mean, you don't just blab out somebody's personal information, especially medical information, especially you reveal it and you reveal it to the whole world and it comes out to be false. Which a prime example, I know someone because they worked in a healthcare facility, they just had a cold. And so they went into work and they went into work and they was like, well, you don't feel too good, so you might need to go home. And so the person went on home, and so the person had a temperature. Well, nothing was said what the person had. Well, the healthcare facility just assumed the person had a Toyota Corolla and start spreading it about. You need to go look into things because XYZ had Toyota Corolla. They have a Toyota Corolla. Now, mind you, the XYZ ain't never went out and did tested. They just, they said they had a cold and fever, so they stayed. So they wouldn't let them come back to work. On top of they was spreading out. They were driving around in a Toyota Corolla. So what the individual did, the individual made a doctor's appointment, went and got results. The results came back. Well, as they went out to their vehicle and they didn't end up driving, they wasn't driving a Toyota Corolla. So you know what happened? The person had to cease what they were saying because legal allegations got involved. You can't do that. I'll leave that at that. This is an educational moment for those of you that you do have jobs. You know what you can and you can't do. And I know the View they have to have like an HR department. But anyway, speaking of HR department, speaking of what you can and can't do, with this young blood in Hoganville, Georgia, under the Troup County school system, Callaway High School. I'm not making this up. I'm reading this off an article. Well, this young man, he got arrested for sexual contact with students. This was at a high school. I would show his face. Well, his face is already up there, so you'll probably already see it. But anyway, he got arrested for assaulting, let's see, a female. He was arrested, charged with inappropriate sexual contact by an employee, which is a misdemeanor. See, he was caught. Now, let me say this. Now, he was caught doing this because, see, I be in and out the school system, so I'm familiar with how students are, especially in this day and time. These are some little students. So you have to be mindful. You have to protect yourself when you're in the school system. Even certified teachers know you have to be mindful and protect yourself because some of these students, they will manipulate and lie on you. Now, some of them, they will tell the truth. Like this student right here, I mean, she stated that he was assaulting her. Now, I will say, for those of you men and women, if you are unemployed and you just decide you want something to do, please make sure you assess yourself to determine is students a good fit for you. Now, if you know you some type of perverted freak, you don't want to actually be going into like, especially the high school arena, because them high schoolers, they look like they on steroids time. They do. They look like they're on steroids time 10. They look like grown people. But they are not grown people, and they're not on steroids neither. Not that I know of. But they're not grown people. They are still underage. So when you make that agreement, because you think, because, oh, you a substitute teacher, oh, you just, no, The duty of a substitute teacher is just what you are, the substitute while the teacher is out. Therefore, it shouldn't be any missing gaps because some of y'all sign up to be a substitute teacher, and then you go in the classroom, get my bag. Good morning, class. See what your teacher got here for you. Okay, class, I'm gonna write your assignment on the board. Have at it. Pull out my book to read. Here we go. Zippity doo dah, zippity day. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful phrase. Students just walking out the classroom. You read your book. Zippity doo dah, zippity. You hear them having conversation. Oh, our substitute don't care. They don't care what we do. Zippity day. Oh, boom, 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 boom. You hear music playing on the iPhone because you read. Zippity doo dah. Put that phone up. Zippity day. Oh, what? That music too loud. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Oh, what a wonderful day. Get me another book. This is a good book. Then, okay, time for y'all to go to y'all next class. Half of your class is not even in there because you wasn't even looking at your class. That's why. But then you go out and spread about, subbing is some easy money. All you do is no, if you have experience and you like teaching and educating students, you should be educating them. Because some of the work that they do, and you know how to do it anyway. Except if it goes into mathematics and physics and that stuff. You can't take it, of course. So some of these people, they go out there. And now, if you have problems with your peen and your hole, you should not consider going teach these students because these students will manipulate you and they will have you under the ground in jail because they set up there and manipulated you and you were foolish enough to fall for it. I remember I was subbing this lady class. I didn't even know she was a lady. She was an 8th grade teacher. I thought she was one of the students, and she walked in the classroom, and I knew nobody was supposed to be in there. I was there. I was getting prepared for my day. And she came in, and I looked, and why are you in here? Who are you? And she said, oh, I'm such and such. I said, why are you in here? And she said, this is my classroom. I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. And she said, oh, no, that's okay. Because she was like 21 or 22. Yeah, I asked her age. She was like 21 or 22, and she came in. She said, oh, I get that all the time. I'm like, ma'am, that shouldn't be no compliment you getting that all the time. I can't tell whether you a student or a teacher, and you think that's a compliment. That's not no compliment. I should be able to walk in the classroom and see who's the teacher, not play the game. Guess who? Guess who? Oh, you the oh no, you ain't. Oh, you the no. Oh, that's the teacher. Oh, that's the teacher with all the students around her, like they sitting on the corner playing a game. Really? So she said, "Oh, I get that all the time." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went to asking her about how long she had been teaching, and she told me it wasn't no more longer than 1 or 2 years. And I said, "Well, what do you see yourself doing this for the next 30 years?" She said, I already knew her answer. Because if I can see that you mingle in with your students, you're just doing something that just make the day go by. So she say, "Oh no, I'm changing my career probably next year. Next year, oh, I'm probably gonna do something because this isn't what I thought it to be." I said, "Well, what did you think it was? Didn't they have you do student teaching before you just jumped in the lake and didn't know what was swimming in it?" And she told me, I thought because it didn't seem like what it was supposed. Oh, because they got you under the pressure taking all those tests. But anyway, she said that she was changing her career. But the moral of the story is before you start jumping out saying you want to be a teacher, especially you going in this teaching arena, please assess yourself to determine, is teaching for you? Do you have the patience for a class of 35 to 40 students, especially if you're doing high school? Do you have that patience? It's just like someone that do customer service. You hate customers. You don't even like being in front of customers. You would tell them customers F you in a minute because they getting on your nerves because you don't even want to be bothered with them. You shouldn't be in front of customers. You should be in a closet, shut up on a desk, and they sliding you papers, or you doing some logistics on a computer. And the only time you come out that closet is when it's time for you to go home or you to go in to work. That is my 2 cents on that. So please assess yourself before you decide you want to be a substitute and you want to go in and bother kids or so-called teach kids, or you think it's always easy money. Please assess yourself accordingly. Thank you from Mr. HR and the Educator. Thank you so much for tuning in to Said Larry J. I am your host, Larry J. And you all have a wonderful Fun Day Friday and a great weekend. Who knows what may pop off this weekend? I may have to come back live this weekend. I think I'm sort of coming live more outside of my Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 o'clock, because I did go live today at 7 o'clock, regardless of what you see on your screen. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful day. Go out there and say it. Larry J.